Chapter 6. Accio. Ominous was sitting in front of the aquarium window. The Slytherin common room clock struck 1 as I tiptoed through the chilly hall toward the tea trolley. I shivered, already regretting leaving the warmth of my blanket, even if all I'd done so far was toss and turn, frustration keeping me awake. I nearly yelped when I noticed the second figure near the window. His silhouette was still and motionless against the glow emanating from it. Frozen, I considered retreating. No tea was worth this, but Ominous turned his head.
"Who's there?"
he asked, his voice echoing in the quiet. I glanced at the staircase, wondering if I could slip away before he could be sure he wasn't alone. Then I sighed. It's me. The same words I'd last spoken to him days ago. No response. I'm going back to bed, I added quickly, backing away. I was halfway across the hall when he spoke again.
"Please, stay."
He hadn't moved, but something urgent bled through his voice. Reluctantly, yet somehow relieved, I turned back. "Tea?" I offered.
"Ginger."
I prepared our drinks in silence, my heart thudding too loudly. I tried to walk steadily, hyper-aware of each step, focused on keeping the contents inside the mugs. Ominous moved his head when I reached him. He wore grey pajamas, hair slightly disheveled, his usual perfect slickness undone. It struck me as strange and endearing. It made me wonder about my own hair situation, and I became uncomfortably aware of my baby blue nightgown. Then reminded myself, he can't see me. I attempted a careful sip, watching the seaweed dance behind the glass. Despite the warmth of the cup in my hands, tension coiled tight between my ribs. Ominous blew on his tea once, twice, as if to draw my gaze back to him. For a moment it felt like he was looking straight at me. He can't see me, I reminded myself again, but the heat creeping up my neck said otherwise. I studied his face, because I could. The sharpness of his jaw, the quiet constellation of beauty marks, some of them vanishing into the curve of his cheekbones. I winced when he spoke again.
"Thank you."
He was looking at me. "For what?" I asked too quickly, and a little more breathless than intended. I focused on his cup, avoiding the piercing blue of his eyes.
"For the tea,"
he said.
"And the candy bar."
My mouth opened and closed, an answer, a question, lost somewhere on its way from my mind to my tongue. Thankfully, he kept going.
"And I'm sorry,"
he added, his brow creasing. I tensed, forcing a breath.
I, of all people, should have known better than to judge someone by their family name.
There it was, and now I knew. Not frustration, not sadness, shame. He leaned back against the wall.
"Did you know our grandfathers were close friends?"
he asked, facing the glass. His ear angled toward me. "No," I replied. "I didn't. My grandfather..."
"Yeah, I guess you really don't,"
he said bitterly.
"The Gaunts and the Carves, thick as thieves back then. All Slytherin, all pure-blood fanatics."
He downed the tea in one painful gulp and set the cup down.
"Our grandfathers were in the same year, same dormitory. They shared everything, including their lovely mission of trying to ban Muggle-borns from Hogwarts. Came close, too."
I listened anxiously, trying to imagine it. Boys with our names, filled with pride and hate, convinced of their supremacy. Ominous wrapped his arms around his legs, chin resting on his knees.
"My father wanted me to befriend you."
Ominous went on.
"When he heard a Carve was coming back, he thought we'd rekindle the old alliance. He's already mad I won't chum around with Malfoy, our charming prefect. And don't get me started on what he thinks of Sebastian."
A shadow of a smile. My fingers trembled, and concerned about the distraction I was likely to cause, I tugged my cup between my thighs.
"But your father's a Muggle."
Ominous whispered, voice softer.
"And your mum. Well, I think it's incredible she walked away from all that."
A real smile this time.
I had no idea, and I assumed, after you were sorted into Slytherin, that, well, that you were exactly what my father hoped for. I was so busy fighting him, I didn't stop to listen to you. Not until you handed me that chocolate.
His smile faded, knuckles white against his tightening grip.
I'm sorry, Nina. I misjudged you. You're your own person, just like I try to be. And I'd really like to start over, if you can forgive me.
I blinked, cup biting at my thighs. A dreadfully long moment passed before I realized it was my turn to speak. He wasn't just waiting, he was anxious for a response. And despite everything, the snide remarks, the distance, all I could picture was him brushing over empty pages, chocolate smudging his cheek, and a child crying over a dead hedgehog. "Of course I forgive you," I blurted, heart racing. "I didn't know you were fighting so hard. I thought you just hated me." I gave a shaky laugh. My mum never talked about our family's history. I never met my grandfather. Maybe you do know more than I do. I think she just wanted to escape. It sounded like an apology. Maybe it was. "Thank you for telling me." He nodded, head tilted to listen. I leaned in. "And I'm sorry about the Undercroft," I said softly, the distance between us suddenly gone. The teacup clanged as it slipped to the ground. I ignored it. "I didn't mean to make things worse. I hate seeing you and Sebastian like this." Arminus let out a low chuckle. Not cruel, just tired.
"Yeah, I'm still a bit cross about that,"
he said, smirking.
"But we talked. Damage done. No reason to keep you out now."
He straightened and, almost ceremonially, held out a hand.
"Welcome to the Undercroft gang,"
he said, his smile stretching wider. His squeeze was gentle this time,